Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning. Today we are going to discuss about different cases. So last class we have discussed case 1 and case 2. So we are going to continue with that. We have seen, we are discussing on two isotropic point sources of same amplitude and same phase, case 1. And case 2 was two isotropic point sources of same amplitude but opposite phase. And we are going to now see the third case. So we have drawn the pattern for the first and second case. So we have also seen that case 2 can be also called as the end fire array. So those things has been discussed in the previous class. So let me continue further with case 3, wherein you can see that case 3 basically focus on two isotropic point sources of same amplitude and in phase quadrature. So we are going to see that in phase quadrature. So the in phase quadrature means pi by 4. So we are going to see case 3, two isotropic point source of same amplitude and in phase quadrature. So we have seen the other two cases. It is similar to the case 1 and case 2. Only thing you have to keep in mind is it is in phase quadrature pi by 4. So as normal practice, we'll take two sources, source 1 and source 2. So let the 2 point sources be located at a distance d. So what you are going to see here is you are going to take two isotropic point sources, source 1 and source 2, separated by a distance d. So let source 1 be retarded by 45 degrees. So that is what we are going to see here in phase quadrature. So source 1 is retarded by 45 degree and source 2 is advanced by 45 degree. So in case 3, we are going to consider two isotropic point sources separated by a distance d, and source 1 is retarded by 45 degree and source 2 is advanced by 45 degree. Now we can write the relevant equation for that. So we can see that how we can put this in the form of an equation. So the total field in the direction of phi at a large distance r can be written by using the equation for E. So the total field can be written by considering the in phase quadrature. So all of you can just make a note of all these things. That is two isotropic point sources of same amplitude and in phase quadrature is called as case 3, that is pi by 4. And let us take 2 point sources, that is source 1 and source 2, separated by a distance of d, and source 1 is retarded, so that is very important, retarded by 45 degree, and source 2 is advanced by 45 degree. The total field can be written by using the equation E is equal to, so we have written the equations for case 1 and case 2 as well. So similar to that, you can just write the equation for case 3. So E is equal to E naught e to the power of j psi by 2 plus pi by 4 plus e naught e to the power of minus j psi by 2 plus pi by 4. So that is how you will be writing the equation for in phase quadrature, same amplitude and in phase quadrature. So make a note of that equation, then we will proceed further. So what you can understand here is the total field in the direction of a distance r can be written as E is equal to E naught e to the power of j psi by 2 plus pi by 4. Plus pi by 4 is what you can see a change over here in the case of case 3, and e naught e to the power of minus j psi by 2 plus pi by 4. So this is case 3, where we'll be discussing on two isotropic point source of same amplitude and in phase quadrature. So further what we have to do is we'll be simplifying this equation, and then we'll be writing it in the form of E, we will be just simplifying a few assumptions we'll make, and we'll simplify the equation, and then we have to draw the pattern for that. For that you have to find out the maxima, minima, and half power points. So that we are going to do that. Before that, you can try to simplify this. For simplifying the equation, that is E is equal to E naught e to the power of j psi by 2 plus pi by 4 plus e to the E naught e to the power of minus j psi by 2 plus pi by 4. We are going to see now how best we can go ahead with it. So I'll move on further. Okay. So we are going to see 2 E naught, you have taken it outside as a common factor. So we will be getting it as e to the power of j psi by 2 plus e to the power of minus j psi by 2 plus pi by 4 divided by 2. So this entire term, you know that it can be represented as cos of psi by 2 plus pi by 4. So you will get 2 E naught cos of pi by 2 plus psi by 2 plus pi by 4. That is what the simplification it is going to be there for this equation. So what is psi? The equation for psi we have already discussed in the previous case 1 and case 2 as well. So psi is written as dr cos phi. So dr cos phi can be written as psi, and when you substitute this psi in the above equation, that is 2 e naught cos of psi by 2 plus pi by 4, you can simplify this equation as e naught e to the e is equal to 2 e naught cos. We have substituted for psi dr cos phi, so dr by 2 cos phi plus pi by 4. So that is what you are going to get it. So as a normal practice, what we have done here, we are going to, for the normalized pattern, you know that for the normalized pattern, the 2 E naught value can be taken as 1, and we are going to assume that D is equal to lambda by 2. So what is the equation for dr? We have studied before, dr is equal to 2 pi d by lambda, and when we substitute d there, d is equal to lambda by 2. So I am going to substitute the value of d, lambda by 2. So what you are going to get finally, dr will be equal to pi. So when you find, you have the equation E is equal to 2 E naught cos of dr by 2 cos phi plus pi by 4. We are going to find out this term dr. So when you are going to find out this term dr by substituting d is equal to lambda by 2, dr will be pi. So when you get dr is equal to pi, so we can rewrite this equation, that is E is equal to 2 E naught cos of dr by 2 cos phi plus pi by 4 can be rewritten as E is equal to cos of pi by 2. In place of dr we have substituted as pi, so it is pi by 2 cos phi plus pi by 4. So we get the equation for E as cos of pi by 2 cos phi plus pi by 4. Now we have studied the table before, as we know that we have already gone through this in the previous class, that is to draw the radiation pattern. If the coefficient, if you are if it is in the form of sine of x, you have to use this for maximum, minimum and half power, and if it is in the term of cos of x, you have to use these things for the maximum, minimum and half power. So we will just try to use those things and continue further. Now it's time for us to go for the radiation pattern, and by using this equation, E is equal to cos of pi by 2 cos phi plus pi by 4. So now we have to, so we have to see we have to see how this equation, that is E is equal to cos of pi by 2 cos phi plus pi by 4, this equation we are going to put it in the form of pattern. So we are going to draw the pattern for the case 3, where you can see that the radiation pattern can be plotted further. So we are going to see the pattern. So this is what the equation it's going to generate for case 3, and now let us go with the radiation pattern. So in understanding the radiation pattern, you know that you need to find three main things, that is maxima, minima and half power values. So we are going to see that what is the maximum value, what is the minimum value, and what is the half power points. So first let us consider the equation and go ahead with finding out the maximum value. So when you are finding out the maximum value, as I have told you, it is cos of x. So you know that cos of x means you have to use this equation, that is cos of x for the maximum is x plus or minus k pi. So we are going to use this x plus or minus k pi, where x is here. So what we'll be getting further, so cos of x, so pi by 2 cos pi plus pi by 4 is equal to plus or minus k pi is what you are going to get. So I am going to use this pi by 2 cos pi maximum plus pi by 4 is equal to plus or minus k pi. So here k is equal to 0. So when I substitute k is equal to 0, I can move ahead to find out the maximum value of phi. So phi maximum we can find out. So what does that indicate is, at that point, at that angle, you are going to get the maximum value. So similarly, we are going to find the minimum value as well as the half power points. So when you just move ahead further, so you can just see that when you substitute k is equal to 0 and all, you can see that pi by 2 cos pi maximum is equal to minus pi by 4 is what you will get it. So cos phi maximum will be cos phi maximum will be minus 1 by 2, or phi maximum will be cos inverse of minus 1 by 2. So from this you can find out the angle phi max. So phi max can be found by using the equation cos inverse of minus 1 by 2. So you can just make a note of all these equations, and we can go ahead finding out the maximum, minimum and half power points, and then we will plot the radiation pattern for the case 3, that is two isotropic point source of same amplitude and in phase quadrature. So you got, as of now, you got phi maximum is equal to cos inverse of minus 1 by 2. Now this cos inverse of minus 1 by 2, when you write what are the angles you are going to get is phi max is equal to 120 degree and 240 degree. So the maximum value for the radiation pattern for case 3 is available in the angle 120 and 240. So at 120 and 240 you have to draw the maximum value. You can just visualize the pattern. When you visualize the pattern, the maximum value has to be in the angle 120 and 240. Now we understood that we got the maximum value. Now it is same way we have to proceed further to find out the minimum value. So if you take it as the equation is cos of x, means for minimum value, you know that to find the minimum value, it will be x is equal to plus or minus 2k plus 1 pi by 2. So we have to substitute x here, that is equal to plus or minus 2k plus 1 pi by pi by 2. So this is what we have to do it further. So let us substitute that to find out the minimum value. So you are going to get the equation to find out the minimum value, that is x is pi by 2 cos phi plus pi by 4. So pi by 2 cos phi minimum plus pi by 4 plus or minus 2k plus 1 pi by 2. So k is equal to 0. So we are assuming that k is equal to 0. So when k is equal to 0, you can simplify this equation further and find out the cos phi minimum. So find out the cos phi minimum. So you are going to get pi by 2 cos phi minimum plus pi by 4 is equal to plus or minus 2k plus 1 pi by 2, and we have kept k is equal to 0. Substitute k is equal to 0 there. So you are going to simplify it further. So it will be pi by 2 cos phi minimum plus pi by 4 is equal to plus or minus pi by 2. So here we have to find out, we have found the maximum value using the equation for radius for the maximum value, that is pi by 2 cos phi max plus pi by 4 is equal to plus or minus k pi. We are also, and we got it as 120 and 240. Similarly, we are also finding out the minimum value, that is pi by 2 cos phi minimum plus pi by 4 is equal to plus or minus 2k plus 1 pi by 2. Here we are going to find out the phi minimum. So when you are finding out the phi minimum, you can simplify this further, and you can see that you will get it as pi by 2 cos phi minimum. You can solve it as pi by 4 or minus 3 pi by 4. So when we find that, you will get phi minimum is equal to 60 degree. So minimum value means at 60 degree you are going to get the minimum pattern. So maximum you have obtained at 120 and 240, and you are going to get phi minimum as 60 degree. So when now you can see that we have already, we can plot the values for maxima and minimum. Now it is we have to know that where the half power points are there in the case 3. So in case 3, when you take half power point, so for half power the equation you have to use is cos of x. So x is equal to plus or minus 2k plus 1 pi by 4. So I have to use x is pi by 2 cos phi half power plus pi by 4 is equal to plus or minus 2k plus 1 pi by 4. Just simplify that and find out the half power value. So which angle, that is phi half power, we need to find. So phi half power, we can find it as pi by 2 cos phi half power is equal to minus pi by 2, and from this we can find out the phi half power. So you can just write out. So pi by 2 cos phi half power is equal to minus 1 by 2, and phi half power you will obtain that as phi half power is cos inverse of minus 1, and all of you know that cos inverse of minus 1 is 180 degree. So what you understand from here is half power points will be at 180 degree. So all of you have understood that what are the points where the minimum value will be there, maximum value will be there, and half power values will be there. Now we have to draw the axis and just try to. So first we will draw a 0 degree, then we can draw 60 degree, 90 degree line, 120, 180, 240, all those lines you can draw, and then we will start marking the points. So when we have to mark the points, we have to mark the first we will mark the maxima, half power and minimum values. Now let us see that. So let me go back to the maximum value. It is 120 and 240 degree. So let me take 120 and 240 and put the maximum value. So I have to put the maximum value here. This is 120 and here it is 240. So I have put both the maximum values here. Next is minimum. Minimum is 60. So minimum is coming at this point. Here you can see the minimum value in 60, and then you have one more, that is half power. Half power means you have to slightly draw inside to that what you have drawn the maximum value. If you are drawing the maximum value here, this you have to slightly draw inside. So you will be getting the half power value at 180 degree at this point. So you are going to get all the points there, and then you have to just draw with free hands. So you'll be getting the pattern in this shape. And you also know that pattern asymmetry has to be there, so we are drawing the other side as well. So this is how the pattern will be there in the case of case 3. Okay, that is two isotropic point sources of same amplitude and in phase quadrature. So we have drawn the maximum values at 120 and 240. First you draw the points and then you can connect it with free hands. So max, but the only thing is that this you have to half power, you have to draw slightly inside. So the shape will be of this shape. So you have the minimum value, you have drawn the maximum values, and you have also drawn the half power point. So this is what you are going to get the field pattern or the radiation pattern for the So this is what the field pattern or radiation pattern for two isotropic point sources of same amplitude and in phase quadrature. So let us continue further. So all of you can make a note of that. That is, you have all this pattern what you are going to obtain. So we have seen that first pattern you have seen how it is going. First case 1, how the pattern is going to be. You have seen case 2, how the pattern is there, and you have seen for case 3 how you are going to obtain the pattern. So that is what you can see here. This is the entire field pattern you are going to obtain in the case of two isotropic point sources of we have seen now 3 cases, two isotropic point sources of same amplitude and same phase. Second case is two isotropic point sources of same amplitude and opposite phase, and third case is two isotropic point sources of same amplitude but in phase quadrature. So we have understood that how these patterns will be. We have also seen it is called as broadside and end fire and all those things. So this is how you are going to obtain the field pattern or the radiation pattern for the case of case 3. Okay. So that is two isotropic point source of same amplitude and in phase quadrature. So we will further move on with the next case. So all of you have completed, you can just complete the pattern. Is that completed? See, have you completed that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have understood, is that clear for you, case 1, case 2 and case 3? See, case 1, case 2 and case 3 is clear for all of you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we will proceed with the next case. So this is how you are going to get the pattern for the case 3. Now we will just move on with the case 4. So case 4, see, so case 4, we can say that it is a general case of two isotropic point source of equal amplitude and in phase and any phase difference. Okay. So this is case 4 where you are going to see that two isotropic points of same point sources of equal amplitude and any phase difference. So let us consider two isotropic point source of equal amplitude but any phase difference delta. So this is what, so the total phase difference can be written. This equation we have already discussed in the first case as well. So you can see that what does that case 4 indicate is two isotropic point sources we are taking of equal amplitude, but you are not worried about the phase. It can be either, it can be in phase, it can be out of phase, it can be in quadrature phase or anything. So we are not any phase, we are just writing a general representation or general case for two isotropic points. So you can say that this case 4 can be helpful for you to identify case 1, 2 and 3. So it is a combination of that. So we are going to see all those things further. So let us consider the isotropic source of equal amplitude but any phase difference delta. So psi is equal to dr cos phi plus delta. So that is what you are going to get. Psi is equal to dr cos phi plus delta. And here you know that delta in the first case, you have seen that we have substituted in case 1, we have substituted delta is equal to 0 because it is in phase. So, but here it is any phase difference. So we are going to substitute delta as per your requirement, which phase difference you are going to consider. So you can make a note of it, case 4, general case of two isotropic point source of equal amplitude and any phase difference. And the equation for that is psi is equal to dr cos phi plus delta. So the source 2 is advanced in phase. Source 2 is advanced in phase by an angle delta and source 1 is retarded by an angle delta. So here what we are going to, as the normal case what we studied in the previous case 1, case 2 and case 3, we are considering the source 2 to be advanced in phase by an angle delta and source 1 is retarded by an angle delta. So we know that psi is equal to dr cos phi plus delta, and we are going to just improvise this further by substituting and finding out how the equations can be represented in the case of case 4. So we will see those things further. So in case 4, you can, as we have written the equation for E, E is equal to E naught e to the power of j psi by 2 plus E naught e to the power of minus j psi by 2. So psi is dr cos phi plus delta. So we are going to use those things in the equation and we are going to simplify it further. So first, before doing that, you can take you are going to get E is equal to E naught e to the power of minus j psi by 2 plus E naught e to the power of minus j psi by 2 plus e to the power of minus j psi by 2. So let us take the common terms as we have been doing it before. So I am going to take 2 E naught as common outside. So leftover is 2 E naught is taken outside and we'll get e to the power of j psi by 2 plus e to the power of minus j psi by 2 divided by 2. So that is what you are going to get for E. And we also know that uh, e to the power of j psi by 2 plus e to the power of minus j psi by 2 divided by 2. It is same as that of cos of psi by 2. So I can say that cos of psi by 2 is e to the power of j psi by 2 plus e to the power of minus j psi by 2 divided by 2. So we get E is equal to 2 E naught cos of psi by 2. So we get E is equal to 2 E naught cos psi by 2. So this is the equation what you are going to get. E is equal to 2 E naught cos psi by 2. So we have been doing it in the previous cases as well. We have to substitute 2 E naught is equal to 1 and psi we have already seen that it is dr cos phi plus delta. So we will make use of all these things for further simplification. So you can make a note of all these few equations and we are going to simplify it further and see that how you are going to go with case 4. So we got E is equal to E naught e to the power of j psi by 2 plus E naught e to the power of minus j psi by 2. We have taken the common term outside 2 E naught and then we got e to the power of j psi by 2 plus e to the power of minus j psi by 2 divided by 2. And here we have simplified, you know that e to the power of j psi by 2 plus e to the power of minus j psi by 2 divided by 2 is same as that of cos of psi by 2. So we have replaced that as cos psi by 2 and so we end up as 2 E naught cos psi by 2. So this is what we are going to get for E. So psi is dr cos phi plus delta and E is equal to 2 E naught cos of psi by 2. So we will see that we have to see that here 2 point sources, source 1 and source 2 is one is source 2 is advanced in phase by an angle delta and source 1 is retarded by an angle delta. And here also we have also seen that we have equal amplitudes but we are taking the phase difference, that is any phase difference. You are not specifying the phase difference like it is in phase or out of phase or quadrature or whatever it is. It is a random phase. Any phase difference can be considered here, delta. So we got E is equal to 2 E naught cos of psi by 2. Let us proceed further. And as we have done before, the normalized value, that is 2 E naught is equal to 1. So we are going to take 2 E naught is equal to 1 and del D is equal to lambda by 2. So D is equal to lambda by 2. So I have to substitute now D is equal to, I have taken, assume that D is lambda by 2. So I am going to substitute D here in the equation dr is equal to 2 pi D by lambda. So I can just substitute D is equal to lambda by 2. So dr I will get it as pi. So now I got the values for dr as pi. I have the equation for psi as dr cos phi plus delta. Let me substitute all these things in the equation for E, that is 2 E naught cos of psi by 2. So I will end up with the equation E is equal to cos psi by 2. This is the equation what I am going to get, that is E is equal to cos psi by 2. So once I get T is equal to cos psi by 2, psi I have dr cos phi plus delta. Let me substitute that in this equation for psi. So you can substitute psi as dr cos phi plus delta. So we are doing it for any phase. So you need to have delta there. So it is modified. The equation get modified as after substitution of psi, you will get it as E is equal to cos of pi by 2 cos phi plus delta by 2. So this is, you can say that it is a special case of 4, that is case 1, case 2, case 3. Everything can be included in this case 4 by the change of delta. That is, it can be either in phase quadrature, or it can be also, we can say that opposite in phase, or it can call it as in phase. Anything, any cases 1, 2, 3 can be a special case of case 4, which is possible. So all of you will end up with this equation, and then let us see that how the case 1, 2, 3 are the special case of case 4. So let me take first value as delta is equal to 0. So it is any phase. So we can take any value of delta. So let me first take delta is equal to 0 and substitute in this equation. So my equation will get converted as E is equal to cos of pi by 2 cos phi. So what is that? T is equal to cos of pi by 2 cos phi. I am going back to the first case. So what I got here, E is equal to cos of pi by 2 cos phi. So just by substituting delta is equal to 0, so I have substituted delta is equal to 0, I will get cos of pi by 2 cos phi, that is case 1. Okay. Let me substitute delta is equal to 180 degree. So when I substitute delta is equal to 180 degree, so what you are going to get? So you will be getting cos of pi by 2 cos phi plus pi by 2 you will get. So what you can see here in case 2, we have written the equation for case 2. In case 2 we have written cos of pi by 2 cos phi plus pi by 4. So I have just substituted delta as 180 degree opposite phase. So I got the equation cos of pi by 2 cos phi plus pi by 2. Let us go ahead and substitute the 90 degree. So when I substitute 90, I'll get it as pi by 4. So I'll get cos of pi by 2 cos phi plus pi by 4, which is my third case. So case 3 you have seen cos of pi by 2 cos phi plus pi by 4. So what you can say that it is, it can be called as a general case, where you can vary the delta value as 0, 180 and 90, and you can end up with case 1, case 2 and case 3. So it is also called as a special case, or you can call it as a general case, where you are having the same amplitude but any phase difference delta. So after completing this, we will move on to the case 5. So you can make a note of these things, whatever we have discussed, the equations, whatever it is there, and how it is going to be case 1, case 2 and case 3, and in phase out of phase as well as quadrature phase. So we have discussed all the 4 cases, and we have one more case, that is case 5. Have you all completed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have the last case, that is case 5. So let me just go ahead with case 5. So what you can see here is, in case 5, most general case of two isotropic point source of, here till now we have been studying equal amplitude. Now this is the case where it is unequal amplitude and any phase difference. So this is the case 5, where you are going to take two isotropic point source of unequal amplitude and any phase difference. So now we have to consider that two isotropic point source 1 and source 2, having unequal amplitude as well as any phase difference. So a most general case you can call it. So that is what. So let me take two isotropic point source that exist when the amplitudes are unequal and the phase difference is arbitrary. So we neither know the amplitude, we neither know the phase difference. So it is the case where we are not bothered about the amplitude. It is unequal amplitude for the case 1 and for the source 1 and source 2, as well as the phase difference is also arbitrary. So we cannot say that it is 90 degree or it is at 180 degree or at 0 degree. It is a any phase difference. So let source 1 be at the origin. So we are going to consider this in a slightly different way. So we are going to say source 1 we are taking it at the origin and has a large amplitude E naught, and source 2 with an amplitude of A E naught. So difference in amplitude you can see, source 1 is taken as amplitude E naught and source 2 is taken as amplitude A E naught. So it is ranging from 0 less than or equal to A less than or equal to 1 at a distance of R as in figure. So we are going to see that. So you can make a note of it, case 5, most general case of two isotropic point source of unequal amplitude and any phase difference. So we are going to consider here two isotropic sources which amplitudes are unequal. So you are going to take unequal amplitude and phase difference is arbitrary. So we are not specific with respect to the phase. It can be any phase difference and any amplitude. And what we are going to see is, let us consider source 1 is at the origin and having an amplitude E naught. Till now we have taken source 1 and source 2 with the same amplitude, but now onwards in this case 5 we are going to take case source 1 as E naught, amplitude E naught, and source 2 as amplitude A E naught. So A should be between 0 and 1, and we are going to see that representation in the figure. This is what you can see, the representation of source 1 and source 2 with difference in amplitude as well as difference in phase. So this is the phi, angle phi. Distance between the two sources 1 and 2 is d. So you can represent in this form. So when you represent it, this is E, this is E naught, amplitude change. One source is having E naught, another is having A E naught, and you are going to get A E naught sine phi. Here this component will be A E naught cos phi, cos psi. So this is psi, angle psi. So we will just represent this general form in with the help of the equation, and we will move ahead further. So you can just draw this figure where you have represented the case one, source 1 and source 2 with a separated by a distance d, and you have phi, angle phi, and you are going to represent in this form where E naught is the uh, amplitude of source 1 and A E naught is the amplitude of source 2. You are going to have this component psi. So you'll be getting A cos psi and A sin psi. A E naught cos psi and A E naught sin psi. So we are going to represent this equation with the help of equation. So we'll see that. So E can be written as root of, so this is it is having the change in amplitude, so we have to write root of E naught plus A E naught cos psi square plus A E naught sin psi whole square, and its angle will be angle tan inverse of A E naught sin psi divided by E naught plus E naught, A E naught cos psi. So this can be further simplified, and you can just take E naught common outside and you will get this equation. So you can say that E naught root of 1 minus A cos psi whole square plus A square sin psi, sin square psi, and angle tan inverse of A sin psi divided by 1 plus A cos psi. So this we know that psi is dr cos phi plus delta. So this is the representation of any phase and any amplitude and any phase in the case of two isotropic point sources 1 and 2. So that's all for today. We will wind up with this, and we'll continue further in the next class. Okay, thank you. Is that clear for everyone? It was clear for everyone, all the things?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, then thank you. We will meet next class. Thank you.